Good evening, guys. We'll start here. Which question we were on? We were at which question? I don't recall. One sec. I think we were on 43rd or 44th. Okay, let's start here. So, who's going to attempt this question here? Question number 46. That is a very practical question. Who's going to start here? Question number, okay, Mohammed sir. Today no camera. What happened, guys? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
The question is, what happens if the backlog item is partially completed by the end of the sprint? So maybe that item will typically return to the product backlog, and maybe it is re-estimated and reprioritized and make it again for the next sprint to be like qualify the definition of ready.
So basically, how do you deal with spillovers, items which are partially done? What do you do with partially? And this is a very, they ask you, yeah. So item is not completed. What do you do at the end of the sprint? So like Mohammed says that number one, what did you say that
It goes back to the product backlog.
it goes back to the product backlog? Either you can move it to the next sprint.
Next
That
sprint.
option is also there. Or ideally you should move it to the so whenever a spill, I think we saw that in Jira when we were doing it. I can show you again. Once we complete a sprint, we get two options. You remember this, right? Or do you want me to go through it again? Once you complete a sprint, once you click on complete sprint, it gives you two options. One is either you can move whatever is not completed to the product backlog, or it allows you to move everything to the new sprint or the next sprint. So the ideal way of doing it is move everything to the product backlog and then reassess the priority of that items. I mean, the PO does that. So the question is, how do you deal with these spillovers? So you deal with spillovers. That first thing is, whatever is not completed, you don't show it in the sprint review. Then you decide whether you have to move it to the next sprint or you have to move it to the product backlog. But ideally, you have to move it to the product backlog and then reassess the priority. Maybe it is no longer needed. Maybe it is urgency is even more critical now. It depends. So those are your two choices. Anything else? I think that's all. Two things only. You don't show it on sprint review. And the other thing is, of course, is that you put it back to the product backlog for the spillover. There is another thing actually which you do. One more, which is you discuss the root cause of spillovers in the retrospective. So in the retrospective, you find the root cause of spillovers, why the spillovers are happening. And again, not to blame someone, but to find out what practice or what issue there is so that that can be fixed. Good enough. Okay, letter 45. This also you can cover. How do you collect and document feedback from stakeholders during a sprint review? Who wants to answer this? Question number 45. If they ask you, how do you, so feedback is important in the sprint review, but how do you make sure this is captured? Yeah, go ahead.
By keeping a note of it and sending an MOM after the meeting, after the feedback, in a common group chat or by mail.
That is one way of doing it.
Hmm.
Is that the ideal way of doing it? I mean, that is one of the ways, and it's a pretty standard way of doing it. It's not wrong. But is there a better way of capturing the feedback?
Recording the session.
Recording the session.
Recording the session. And what else?
Updating everything in the product backlog.
That is the best way. Jira. If it is a bug, QA will immediately raise a bug. Maybe they can add the details later, but at least in the sprint review session itself, they can capture that bug. Or if a new enhancement is to be created, a PO can create a placeholder story. At least he can get the headlines there, and then he can add details later. So best way is to capture it in Jira so that nothing is lost. And of course, send all those notes to the as MOM also, like everybody said. That is fair enough.
We can discuss that in the sprint retrospective as well.
Yes, if it is negative feedback, we can discuss why, what happened. We can do a root cause analysis there also of that. Yes.
Sir, there is one Confluence page, right? We can
we
write
will see that today.
Confluence page also, right?
Yes.
Means whatever notes or whatever updates we can note it over there also, right?
Yes. We'll see it today, how Confluence works also. That also.
Okay.
And we can rotate it. One guy takes the notes and that can be rotated in the team. That option also is there. You can assign one person and that can be rotated. Okay. Yeah, fair points. And yeah, Confluence is the documentation software that most teams use these days. Correct. How they do it, we'll get into it. Then 47th question, who wants to attempt? I think this is a question we'll probably end of this week we'll answer. What metrics are used? Then question number 48. I think this we discussed. So let's see if you guys remember this. Go ahead, Wasim sir.
Sir, 46?
48.
Okay. With clear communication, as a Scrum Master, we should always communicate with the stakeholders to be present in the meeting for the reviews.
Okay. We discussed few points. What was that?
Okay.
You remember, or we'll give you help. Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
What else is? Yes, Kiran.
Stakeholder review is important. Like they have to provide that approvals of the DOT.
No, this is
Sure.
how do you make sure the stakeholders participate in the sprint review?
Sir, what we discussed
What are the
was
steps that you are going to take? You have to make the demo engaging. It has to be interactive. We have to send them invites. We have to send them a sprint demo or a review calendar well in advance so that they can come. It needs to be at convenient time and at consistent times. This they will ask you here. See, stakeholder engagement is a very, very, very important thing. So how will you ensure that the stakeholders will come? You will send them a calendar well in advance so that those people can plan it and based on their convenience. And you have to invite the relevant stakeholders. So it is so let us say your product has 3, 4, 5, 6 features that they are working on. Not every feature is going to come from single person. There'll be some various stakeholders. So some director of finance will be there, some banking operations will be there. I'm just talking about a banking domain. So some guy will be looking into cash flows, some guy will be looking into banks receivable, some guy will be looking into customer care. So there will be different departments there. So each department is going to give you some sort of features. So it is not like everybody is interested in that feature. Only the relevant people will be interested in a particular feature. So invite those people who have given you that particular requirement. Not everybody is required. And then allow question and answer session, allow use cases. It's a interactive demo. Very important that you understand this and give them usable features, working software. So these are 4, 5, 6 points that you can use.
Sir, also we can say that we make a communication plan, like which stakeholder, what communication channel they want. Like some stakeholders at Monday, maybe as a email, some stakeholders video
Convenient
conferencing,
times.
convenient times.
Convenient times. Correct, correct. Okay, very good. Then let's go to question number 50th. Question number 50th is, how does sprint review contribute to continuous improvement? So we saw continuous improvement is through retrospectives, but continuous improvement is through sprint review also. So if they ask you why we should hire you, how will you improve the team? By doing the sprint review in the correct manner, you can have a culture of continuous improvement also. But how? Tell us.
We are taking
Sprint review will
feedback
help.
since we are taking feedback from the
Yeah.
and feedback and adapting to it. So
Array one by one, yeah.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah. You go ahead, Mohammed. No worry.
Yeah, since we are taking continuous feedback and adapting to that, so it will also contribute to the
Correct.
because of that also.
Basically, we are working in a iterative way, which means that based on the feedback, we improve our product. So that is how the continuous feedback in every sprint will help the product to evolve into a better product. Okay, I'll take that. What else? One very important thing you guys have to make.
Sir,
We will make a
Sprint review,
minor.
the biggest point of sprint review is one.
Sir,
we have to make the minor and major observations, and we have to scrutinize as a minor and major observations, and we have to do in the next meeting. We have to schedule a meeting.
That,
Yes,
yes,
review.
agreed.
Sir, a specific functionality which we develop, right? So that functionality they want to test actually. They want to visualize, right? I mean, using actual what is that?
So typically, the biggest advantage of sprint review is it avoids rework, and it is the rework which is most costly for a software development. It really hits their profits like anything. It can spoil an entire product. Rework is very, very costly. So let us say I build a feature, I had to build a sales report which goes to the entire sales managers and sales representative of an organization, and it is a very important piece of feature that I have to deliver. It turns out that after you release it, you kept on working on it for a few sprints, and after 3 months, so this is what happens typically. Even agile teams, if they don't have sprint review, then they will release a report after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Ultimately, these people look at that report and say this is bullshit. Although you were in a sprint cycle, you were following sprints, but you were not doing regular reviews. So we call those teams agile only in name. AOIN. AOIN, agile only in name. They call themselves agile teams or scrum teams, but they are not utilizing the correct practices. So let us say you are building a sales report and then sprint after sprint, but you are not reviewing it with the stakeholders. At the end of 3 months or 4 months, after your 3, 4, 5 sprints, you release it to the customers or the stakeholders, and then they say, this is bullshit, this is not useful at all. As against this, what you have, and then all those 3, 4 months of effort is wasted, and you have to start from scratch, or you have to do a major revamp. So then there is a lot of rework. The cost and your cost is going to increase. Your stakeholder confidence is going to get reduced. So very important that you avoid the rework by maybe invite 1 or 2 end users, maybe invite relevant stakeholders, but 100% the reviews should happen after every sprint, so that if the feature is not acceptable, immediately a red flag is raised, so that time and money both are not wasted. If after one sprint of development, they say, no, the layout is not good, we don't like the number of columns, they are too huge, or the layout has a lot of issues, we don't like it. Again, I am giving you practical examples how in real life these people mess up and increase the cost. They may not like the layout, or they may say the analytics which you are showing are not good enough for me, this is not on. So after one sprint, you can adapt your story, you can adapt your feature, rather than showing it after 10 sprints like waterfall teams. You have to show it every sprint and incorporate the feedback, so that there is no discrepancy between the what you are building and what is the customer or the stakeholders expectations. Now they may not ask you how will you improve the sprint review. They will ask you what sort of culture you are setting, how will you improve the team, what sort of techniques and tools do you have. Sprint review, it's a beautiful technique to improve the team, continuously improve the team. Make sure you are capturing the feedback, working on that feedback. It will help you avoid rework. If you can avoid rework, you are going to be a massive asset to that company. Avoidance of rework is a big deal in software development, because reworks kill a product. Is this absolutely clear to you guys? Lot of people are obsessed with Jira. How do we use Jira? What is this plus sign? What is this minus sign? How do we use Miro and all that stuff? But let me tell you, it is the concepts that matter. My first coach was Kevin Wright way back. He used to tell me, Joey, a fool with a tool is still a fool. So tools are useful, but only when you understand the concepts behind it. Okay. So very important, you understand the concept. There is no point, and I see a lot of teams like that. They call themselves agile teams, but they are not having consistent reviews. What happens is they release their feature, and ultimately that feature is not appreciated or rejected, and then again rework is there. So why are you following agile here? Your cost is going to increase in any case. You understand this concept, right? So to avoid cost or rework, that is why we show these. We have regular reviews with the stakeholders, as regular as we can be. Of course, not every sprint strictly, it is very difficult in real life, but we need to have it. And if they are not happening, then you have to raise an alarm or a risk that this is a risk. Stakeholders are not seeing us. There could be rework. There it could be potentially the cost could escalate for the product. Okay, so okay, then it's a great way of having transparency in the team. ये word याद रखना. Please remember this word, transparency. Transparency. You as a Scrum Master, make sure that transparency is there in the team. How? Product backlog is visible to everybody. What is it that we are going to build? What is it that we are doing currently in the sprint? That sprint backlog is also visible to everybody. You are sending reports and all those things. Plus whatever you have done in terms of working software, that also you are showing it to the stakeholders. So there are no hidden agendas, or there is no running away from work. Everything is in front of them. You are like an open book, and transparency in corporate circles is a beautiful thing if you can maintain it. Only good high performing teams can have a high level of transparency. Obviously, if people are not working, they are going to hide behind things. A transparent team is a very high performing team. So all that bhashan or gyan you have to not too much, but you should know all these things so that you can use it the right way in the interview.
Sir, one more point.
Yeah, go ahead here.
The one other point I found is in the sprint review, we can make it have continuous improvement, because we adapt and inspect. We inspect whatever we are doing, and after that we gather the feedback from the stakeholder, and we also adapt the product backlog accordingly for future sprints as well. So in this way, it's a continuous improvement.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely agreed. So continuous improvement as a culture, you use sprint review also for that way. See, what you have to understand is these are same 5-6 events. Everybody knows all those 5-6 events. But what will make you stand out is if you understand why you have to conduct this and what is the right way of conducting this. So if you understand all these things, and if you come across as a person who knows all these things, so then that impression will get you what you want. So it's the same questions, yeah. So it's the quality of answers that you give. So if you understand the concept of rework, the concept of how you are going to, what are you going to do with the spillover, what are you going to do with the feedback, all of these things will make a difference. Okay, so can we go ahead? This is all good. Sprint review is all done. I think most of what we covered you would be fine with that. Okay, now let us go to the next one, which is our sprint retrospective. So sprint retrospective, we all know is, what is the purpose of sprint retrospective?
To know the strengths and weaknesses.
Knowing the quality of the sprint, how it went.
So knowing
We achieved and what went wrong in the sprint.
So knowing how to streamline the process and how to improve the process continuously.
People, processes, and tools.
Techniques.
It's the people, processes, and the tools. Are the servers working fine? Is the CI/CD working fine? Is the code review process fine? Is the bug raising process fine? The handoff between QA and dev is happening fine? Are PO is grooming calls going fine? Are the requirements getting clarity? Whatever are the processes that you have set, are they fine or not? Is the Git working? By the way, Git is a versioning tool. You use it to version your software. So you must have seen the every application has a particular version, right? So that versioning is done by Git. So whether your versioning tools, whether your testing tools, all of those are working, or is there any problem that you have? So tools, people, the relationship between people, all of that assessment we are going to do. And more importantly, find areas of how we can improve. Once we find areas how we can improve, then select the action items. Okay. Now let us see how we can use actually how we do a retrospective, and then we'll get into the other questions on retrospective. So what you will do is, within Jira there is a link on Confluence. You will click on that and you will, let me show you so that you guys can. And by the way, all of you, I hope, have created your Jira accounts.
Yes.
You have. If you have not, then please create your free Jira accounts and start creating few stories. I will give you sample stories so that you can use those.
Sir, I have few doubts with
Fine.
Jira. Like once you explain, I will come back to this.
Okay. Fine. Wait, where is you guys are able to see my screen, right? Yes, no,
Yes.
maybe
Yeah,
Yes.
that is good. So this is how a typical retrospective page looks like. Let me go through. Let me create one for you so that you can. So if I click on create, click on page. So it gives me an empty page. Huh? So then I click on these three dots. So this is an empty page. I've just created a page. So this is basically Confluence page. So this is a rough page, but typically it will look like DB team, QA team, or module wise you can create folders. So this is where you can, so if you click on create, you can click folders. So you will have a team structure, engineering practices, DOD, DOR. So let me show it that way. So I will have DOD, DOR, something like that here. I have created a folder. So then I go there and then create a page where what is my DOD? What is my checklist? What is my DOR checklist? I will create it here. How did I get there? On your Jira, you will have this something like 4 dots, and then you will have an option of going to Confluence. Once you go to and now not all organizations will have Confluence. There is a separate license. So, but these days most companies are getting Confluence license also along with Jira. So you can say that you were using Jira and Confluence both. So Jira is connected to your Confluence. So once you log into Jira, you go on the left to 4 dots. There are different options. One of them is Confluence. You click on Confluence, you land up on the home page. Then you have these different folder structures. These are all pages I have created, but actually so what I can do is I can click on create and then retros. So I can, so this is my DOD, DOR. These are my retros. So retros, within retros, I will create one page for each of the retro I'm conducting. I'll show you how. So then maybe you can create a folder for engineering practices. Engineering practices. Then you can maybe create another folder for designs. So people can put their LLDs, HLDs there. So similarly, QA can create their own folders for whatever testing scenarios or whatever they want. So basically, then your team structure, KT documents, all that, whatever structure you want in howsoever way, this is how you have to. So the folder creation permission will be only with the Scrum Master, and then you can create the folders based on team's request. And then within each folder, you can organize the information that your team would have. So let us say I go to
Sir, what
retro.
is KT, sir?
A knowledge transfer.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, yeah. No, so for any knowledge transfer documents, any technical documents, functional documents, Figmas, all your UX designs, all those you can create it through this. So this is one-stop shop for all your documentation in your team. You can even have your leave trackers here, all that kind of information also. So let us say this is a retro folder I have created. So I click on this, I click on page, and I get something like this. This is a page. So this is an empty page. Now so let us say now I'm going to conduct a retrospective. So I click on templates. So I have various templates. So I search for something called retro. So I get 2 templates. I'm going to use the first one. I click on this and I get this page. And this is basically a retrospective template. So what I'm going to do is before starting the retrospective with the team, I'm going to give it a title. I'm going to say Sprint 7 Retro event or whatever. So then I'm going to type a date here. What is the date here? 28th of August. Why are you not working? Work. Okay. 28th August 2025. Then whatever is the name of your team. So Phoenix, Hybrid, they name it with crazy names. They have different themes these days, Helios or all that. Based on Game of Thrones also, they have named some. So this is a gimmick basically. A lot of times these Scrum teams are, I'm sure in your experience also, you must have worked for those teams which are, Kiran, have you named something in your?
No, we have fixed names for the team, finance teams, and like.
Okay. No, but these days people come up with crazy names, whatever, on different themes. They have
In my
different.
previous organization, our team name was Buoyant.
So you can just name it. So let us say this is a Phoenix team or whatever. One sec. So this is the name of your Scrum team, Phoenix or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is a very interesting this thing. So basically, sometimes these people will avoid coming to the retrospective. So you can say that, boss, this is an official event, and then you have to come here and mark whosoever came to that. So if I came here at Deepak or at Joey, so whosoever comes, then they can mark their names. So once you create the date, the name, and this page, then you can click on this share, and then you will have the option of sharing it with the copy link and send it to the team in Slack or Teams, whatever is your messenger. So you click on share and you can share this link with the team. Once they have it, so then you can share the screen like I am doing it with you guys. So then they will be able to see the same screen. Okay. So then they will put on their names, whosoever has participated in that. They will put their names there that they are participating. Now, this particular format of retro is start doing, stop doing, keep doing, start, stop, keep doing. So start doing, so keep doing, helping each other. So let us say Deepak will put his name here at Deepak, or I'll put it here at Joey. So I'll put my name and give what are the good things we are doing. So teamwork. I would say the team has great teamwork. Stop doing, not updating Jira. Not updating Jira. Start doing, maybe better grooming calls, or whatever people want to. So they can put in their name, and this is what is the suggestion, and this is the key continue. These are the good things we are doing, so keep doing it. And these are the bad things we are doing. So they giving an example: scheduling meetings without a clear agenda, starting work earlier in the dev cycles and all that. So these are suggestions. These are bad things that the team is doing. These are the good things that team is doing. So this is one format. So based on what you get in the start doing. So let us say start doing fix CI/CD, or somebody else says fix critical bugs or discuss critical bugs. If there are critical bugs, then we need a meeting, discuss critical bugs, or whatever suggestions they come up with. So based on so let us say out of 10 items, 6 items were fixed CI/CD pipeline, which means a lot of people want CI/CD to be fixed, or maybe they say 8 out of 10 people say we need better grooming calls. Whatever are your suggestions, then that becomes your action item. So you say fix CI/CD. So then let us say this is another guy I have added to this. So he is a tech lead. He will work with the DevOps team. I have assigned an owner. So based on the suggestions which came here, we did a voting. So everybody voted for the suggestion of fixing CI/CD. So we asked the team boss who is going to take the initiative. So Chetan was the lead. He said, okay, I will work with the DevOps team. I will get the pipelines issue fixed. So that becomes an action item. And at the end of it, you publish it, or once you publish it, then it becomes a document for your management and your entire team that we did a retrospective where these many people came. It happened on this date. These many people came, and everybody, they contributed. They told us what they liked, they did not like. This is like, you can change it. So people get bored, so you can do like dislike, suggestions. You can have this format also. Good, bad, ugly also. Start doing, stop doing, and continue doing that also. So there could be multiple formats you could use, but basically what we liked, what we disliked, what do we want to improve, that also we can put. So basically you can edit this every sprint, you can have a different format, but bottom line remains same. What are the things, what are the good practices, bad practices, and suggestions. So, and then based on suggestions, you pick up one item and you assign an owner. And then when you have the next sprint retrospective, first you go to the older retrospective page, find out what happened to the action item. Is it going forward? What are the difficulties? And then you move on to the discussion of the current retrospective. That way you can track it. You can even record all this. The minute you get into retrospective, you can record it. So all the updates when people are typing, all the audio recordings also, those also will be recorded. So this will be an official document also, that the team is getting together, they are discussing how they are working, and they are trying to self-improve. They are identifying areas of self-improvement, and they are picking up action items to improve on this. And then at the end of it, so you can have all these 10, 15, as the sprints go by, you can have all these retro pages with you. So anybody and everybody from your management can look into what the team is up to. So that way you can showcase that you have been building a very strong team with the correct practices or the world-class practices. So this is one. Then this is one way. Then I can show you one other. So this is, let us say I publish it. I don't know whether it will allow me. Okay, allow me. So I've just published it. So this is how it looks like, this page, and you can share this link to as a part of the reports. You send multiple reports. You can send action item reports or a retrospective report also to your management. You can just share it. If you click on share, so you can post it to your manager or whosoever you need to send it, agile coach or whosoever you want to. So, and then this is also another way of saying who is participating. So let us say, despite this, some people are not participating. Then you know who are the people who are low on morale. Okay. So who are low on morale? And there, okay, one other thing I will show you is, so if you click on, page, Another, see, it's a blank page. I go to the three dots. I click on templates. And then I click on retro. And then I have another format called 4Ls. So 4Ls is another format that I can use. People get bored with that format. So they say, what were the milestones we achieved? As we completed login functionality, we completed payment to option, we completed Bitcoin integration, we incorporated AI, whatever milestones we have done. Loved. What were the things we loved? We fixed the bugs very quickly. We got a mid-sprint change. We completed it. So long for, what did you wish? You wish you had a tool which could troubleshoot your bugs. You did not like the grooming calls were too lengthy or whatever. What did you learn? It could be technical learnings, functional learnings. I learned that how accounts receivable work. I learned how stratification works in a healthcare system. Stratification is breaking down the medical data as per the population. So in a healthcare domain, they can put up like this. Or I learned new skill. I was into PHP training, whatever they want to. So it's a different format. So make sure you keep changing these formats to keep people engaged. So that is one. And then of course, this is an action item. And so this is the action, this is the owner. So he says due date. Now you can put an ETA on whatever people are doing. So this is another way of doing the same thing, but with a different context. Now you have in the action item, if action items are not moving, you can put a ETA or a due date also, just to establish more ownership on these items. So, and then you can play around with the formats. You can make it crazy. I mean, people do it. I'm not a very this thing guy. I'm more into context, but a lot of people, a lot of organizations love their Scrum Master to create funky pages or very nice looking pages and highlight it, that what they are doing and all. You can get into that sort of space also. These are just, but if you look around, there are other templates also you can find. You can play around with Confluence. This is free, absolutely free. In fact, you will get more features. Mine is, they give free features for like 30 or 40 days. Mine is an old one now, so a lot of features are not even there, but you will be able to use a lot of features there. You can play around with it. So this is how you run a retrospective using a Confluence page. And this is how, first I showed you why do you use Confluence to have the organize the documentation for your team, and then you can use it for retrospectives also. But there is it's a good tool, but there is only one catch to it. It is official. Sometimes people are very reluctant to talk on official forums. They will not open up. They will fear if they write something here, it will be used against them for appraisal or promotions, or people are going to misuse, or they will, in that case, they will keep quiet. They will not contribute much. How do you deal with those teams? That might be a question that will be asked to you in the interviews. People are not very open. So I'll tell you what to do in those situations also. But is this fine? This is clear to you guys? You can work with it also.
So,
The same,
Sir, I have a doubt. Is
Hmm.
like we have discussed before that in the sprint retro, just to boost up the people, we can write down or we can give a shout out. So here only we give it, or just saying how it
So
happened.
you can, instead of milestones, you can say kudos. So you can say, boss, you can type in the name of the people who helped you complete your stories and bugs. So
Okay.
let us say they write Deepak's name here. 5 people write Deepak's name. So Deepak feels very good. Deepak, very well done. You helped so many people. Why don't you tell about Deepak? How did he help? So somebody will say, oh, Deepak is great. People helped me with clarifying this requirement. Another person will say he went out of this way. He explained the technical. So if he's listening to all this praise, Dopamine, man, dopamine hits. That's what you want. So people are, if people, and this is exactly what you want. People who are helping the team rather than just doing their work. Those are the people who need to get these dopamine hits, because they will even help more. And the more people help each other, your probability of completing sprint goals is higher. No, don't say dopamine and all in interviews. Okay, this was just.
Thank
But
you, sir.
you understand, right? People like to
Yes.
be praised. People, obviously, that's why you want to work hard, right? You want recognition. You want people to praise you. It's a very basic human trait. So, but this is how you can uh, get into
The
it.
sprint review is also done like this.
No, sprint review is I'll tell you once we finish this. Then
So
this is
during the meeting, I'm sorry.
yeah.
So during the retrospective call, so usually the Scrum Master take down all the points in the Jira and then publish it, right?
There
Or
is
how it happens?
no. This is, see, this is Confluence. Okay,
Yeah.
this is not Jira. This is Confluence. This is another tool. It is connected to Jira, but this is a separate tool.
Okay.
Some organizations may have this tool. Some organizations may not have this tool. In case your organization have Confluence, you can use Confluence. In case you don't have a Confluence, then you can use some other tool. I'll show you one other tool also. So if we are assuming that you have an organization which has Confluence. So you go to Confluence, you create a page like this. You will just create this page. You will create this page. You will put in your team's name. You will put in the date. You will put in the sprint duration. So let's say I'm going to put sprint retrospective for, let's say, sprint 8 retro, or retrospective for sprint 8, however you want to put it. So this is, you will put the team name here, you will put the date, and this you will put the sprint duration. So let us say it was July 7th till July 19th, whatever. So this is what you have to do. Then you have to put in the format here. Where did Yeah, you have to put in the format here. That's it. Once you put in the format, that's it. Then you share it with the team and let them come, and they will put what they have liked, disliked, what they have learned. Once they put every information, then you can facilitate. Okay, a lot of people have loved this. A lot of people want this. A lot of people dislike all this. So you go get a discussion going, and initially you can facilitate it, and then you can have you can rotate it. Sometimes X person can do it, Y can do it. Everybody can facilitate this. That also is an option, or you can continue to do that till they get comfortable. But and then based on these suggestions, then then as a Scrum Master, you can pick up an action item, and then whatever is the action item, you can ask who is the owner, and then you can put this information initially. And that also, ultimately, team has to do all these things on their own, and you have to be just there to coordinate this, facilitate this, coach on the right things. If people start, what did I not like? Mr. Deepak was not assigning the bugs in time. Deepak, why did you not assign the bugs? Oh, the dev team never assigns the bugs on time. And that kind of spoils the entire thing. And then you have to pitch in, boss, no, this is not good. We cannot blame anybody. We can blame the practices and try to improve it. Let's not get into personal stuff, because today you are blaming Wasim, tomorrow Mohammed, day after tomorrow Kiran. That is not the right attitude. So that sort of facilitation you have to make sure. You have to have a working agreement with the team that, boss, no blame game is to be done in this meeting. Absolutely no blame game. One. The other is that they cannot say, give me 10% appraisal, 100% appraisal, all that nonsense. I am working so hard, but they are not giving me anything. So this is not an HR call. This is only processes, people, and tools. This is not, I am not being appraised. This is not a call for this appraisal. This is not an appraisal discussion. This is not a feedback call for people. Oh, Deepak, you are not a very good dev. You don't write good functions. You do a lot of hard coding. No. This is not a call for this. And this is a call what you can do as a team. Whatever you can improve, that sort of discussion is what is. Because if this turns out to be an appraisal call, that is not the purpose of this call. Is there what the tools which we are using, the processes which we have. So the process is we are only closing critical bugs. We are not closing medium priority bugs. It turns out medium priority bugs are causing a lot of issues in production. So let's start closing the medium priority bugs also. So this is only a process. We have to look into processes, tools, and the general relationships. Everybody is respectful of each other. That kind of a discussion. It cannot be a blame game. It cannot be an appraisal discussion. It cannot be a ranting call. Oh, this company sucks. Or this India sucks. All of that nonsense is not the purpose of this call. That is why you have to time box it. If this becomes a 1 hour call, after 1 hour, people will be fighting with each other. So it has to be a very professional 15-20 minute call where they look into these things and move on with their lives. So is this, I mean, this is how generally it is recommended. Of course, you are free to do whatever you think works for the team. Ultimately, the productivity has to be increased. The processes have to be refined. So whatever practice helps you in doing that, you are free to do it. Yeah, I think one by one. Deepak, sir.
Sir, in our where I'm working, they use Azure actually, Azure DevOps. They have board, so we can highlight that also in the interview, right? And we can highlight about Agile.
Whatever tool you are using.
And they use Agile Coffee also. Like they have some website there. They post everything.
Ultimately, somebody has to work on your suggestions. Two things. Number one, people have to be honest enough. They have to be open enough to tell what are the issues. Second is somebody has to take the action items seriously. Whatever tool you use doesn't matter. What matters is the intention of people. What is the intention of people and what is the culture that is in the team and the organization. Tool you can use anything. But yeah, a lot of, in the interview also you will find a lot of people who are obsessed with tools. So if you know 3, 4, 5 different tools, it helps. Wasim sir.
Sir, I have two questions. One, whatever you are showing as a practical, this won't be very easy for us to do at the first attempt. Is there will be some senior Scrum Master or will be under
No,
someone?
you are a senior Scrum Master.
Okay. So we have to do this.
Don't worry, yaar. It's just a page, goddammit. Just use it. You have a free Jira account, right? Just use it, yeah. Use it. You have to share it. People will. You will fumble for first 1 or 2 retrospectives. Then you will get used to it. Don't worry. You are conscious that you don't know this, but nobody else knows that you are a fake guy. You are just conscious in your mind. Okay, it's not a big deal. You are just telling a bunch of people to tell what they have liked, what they have disliked, and what are the suggestions. I mean, don't hype it up in your mind, yeah. So if I have to go to the interview, I'm thinking, oh, if I fail, what will happen? What happens to my EMIs? What happens to my future? What happens? I will be insulted. If I'm thinking all those things, obviously I'm going to mess it up here. Don't increase the pressure inside your mind, boss. Don't hype it up. Take it easy. You are going to make a mistake. That's fine. Take it casually. Then after 2 or 3 sprints, you will be fine. Ultimately, you are telling a bunch of people to tell what they have liked, disliked, and you will sum it up. That's all. And whatever suggestions they give, you will take one of those suggestions and put an owner there. That's all. Take it easy for first 2, 3 sprints, and then you and the team both will learn. Don't worry.
Sir, my next question is. So my next question is, as you mentioned earlier, that matrix is also a part of retrospective. So how we can
Metrics, I will. Once we get into metrics, I will tell you which event and how do you use it.
Is it done in Confluence only?
No, metrics is different.
Oh,
Okay, metrics is different. It's not
okay.
Confluence. Metrics is, should I show you? Where is my Jira? Well, this is CFD. This is one of the metrics. There are different options. So this is just one of it. I'll show you others also. Why did my oh man, I hate this Zoom. The worst thing that can happen to mankind is the advent of Zoom. Huh. Okay, so this is clear. Sorry. Next, Rupa.
Yeah, hi sir. Can you just suggest or name some other tools to use as retro
That
to practice?
yes. Ultimately, Confluence is enough. I'll show you Miro also. There is Trello, there is Coffee. Just Google tools and have just 5-6 names. No, but don't tell them that you know all 6. Tell them that you know Miro and Confluence. Those are the ones you have been using, because you can practice this also. This is free. Miro is also free and Confluence is also free. So practice those, and then you know there are Trello, Coffee, all those 3-4 other names. But you have been only working on Confluence and Miro, and you are pretty familiar with that.
Okay.
Okay. But practice it. This thing will only, you'll be more confident once you start practicing. Yeah, Venkatesh, sir, you have a question.
Sir, this is time box, sir, event, retrospective. So in interview questions for 2 week sprint, what is the time you take for
I
retrospective?
think recommended is, I think 30
1.5.
minutes or something like that, 15 to 30 minutes. I don't recall, but you can check it this
1.5.
time. Huh?
1.5 for a 1 month sprint is 3 hours. So 2
Uh,
weeks it will be 1.5.
but generally in practice,
Yeah. It will finish within
1 hour is too much,
less
30
time.
minutes is enough here.
Okay.
So basically, this is done after the sprint review. This is what I have to say.
This is the last day. This is the last event of. So let us say your sprint is ending on Tuesday. So Tuesday, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whenever in the second half, you can have this event.
Okay. Right, sir.
By the way, never end your sprint on a Friday. They will ask you, when does your sprint start? Don't say Monday and it ends on Friday. That is a very clear sign. It is nobody likes a sprint retrospective on a Friday evening. Okay, even if you have no social life, even a guy like me doesn't like Friday retrospective. So please, don't say that. I mean, very few teams will have Monday to Friday cycles. Typically you will start your sprint on Tuesday, Wednesday, because Fridays mostly people will, at 3 o'clock, I am not well, I am traveling to my native, suddenly my mother-in-law is not well, or whatever. They will have all sorts of nonsense Friday afternoon. Monday also, people who are late and all that hodgepodge is going on. So typically start your sprints on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and same end it also on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, somewhere in the middle. So if they ask you when do you start your sprint, Wednesday, when do you end it, Tuesday, whatever is the 10 or 15 day gap, whatever is that. So don't say it on Friday. Mostly teams don't, they are not happy with, imagine retrospective happening on
Especially with the US clients, we won't get the response also. US people.
They will hate you, yeah. They will look like they are going to
Yeah.
murder. So don't tell them to. Yeah, Kiran. Kiran, have you tried Friday afternoon or Friday late evening retro?
Yeah, critical times we used to call them and we won't get the response also. Sometimes they won't lift the call also, like.
No, that is not possible. I made sure that is not possible. I used to tell them there is an HR representative for whom I'm going to record and send it. I've played some very dirty tricks. I don't want to do that now, but I have done it. So I am not proud of it. But these people don't come. They don't update Jira even. So you have to do certain things. You have to scare them. What else? Okay. By the way, do homework. How will you? They can ask you in the interview. If they don't update Jira, what are you going to tell them? I am a Scrum Master. I know Agile principles. Please, you do it. And they will say, oh, you are such a nice person. We will do it. Never. They will never ever update bloody Jira. Never. So
Sir,
what are your tactics? What are
sir,
you going?
what our Scrum Master in my previous organization, he used to do is he used to uh, schedule and bring everybody together and ask them to update Jira at that time.
So
So
it's
that
a
was
very
one way.
popular technique. So let us say they will ask you in the interview, how will you make, if the team is not updating Jira, what sort of practices how will you make them? 10 a.m. the call starts, 10 to 10:15, for example. So, and they are not updating Jira. Okay, the call starts at 9:55. 9:55 to 10 o'clock, first 5 minutes, let's update Jira and then let's have the discussion. It's a very popular technique. The other technique, you are not updating Jira, we will be caught in the audit.
Is it for scaring or really it happens?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it happens actually. Really, it happens.
So, see, especially KPMG and all these price water coopers, some of these companies were actually auditing. And if you have a user story that does not have a design, that does not have proper comments, they can raise it as a red flag, and you could end up having trouble actually.
Okay, okay.
Especially if you're working with the finance or sales related projects, means sure it will be audited.
Yes,
Okay.
100%. That is another way. Third is client
Each
is
user
watching it.
story will be audited, sir.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
100%. Oh, boss, you can. Let me tell
Senior
you.
director
Get
will be
into
running behind you every day actually. For that.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Don't ask me about it. If you have to handle an audit, you are done.
Sir,
It's the worst
I
thing
have
that can
handled
happen.
audits, sir, actually, but I don't know how the corporates work. I'm thinking that only my organization is behind me in the audits. I do audit actually. There's a big
Uh,
headache, I know it, but I don't know how
no.
corporates do it.
To deal with the audits from some of these decent companies, it's a nightmare.
Actually,
Nightmare.
if you do audit every day, then it's okay. If some after nth day somebody says that
It
emergency
happens,
audit,
and then
then
you have to get the data corrected suddenly. Suddenly,
suddenly
somebody will
yes.
think, oh, you have an audit.
Yes.
Done. They will randomly pick up a story, and then you are done. Another way of doing it is that the client is watching it. Imagine going to a doctor and he's not writing you a prescription. Will you ever go to that doctor again? Now, here's an engineer who tells what he is doing. He's writing some code of a sales report. He's not updating anything. That's a doctor without a prescription. That's no work ethic. How do you justify that? So there are ways to get into their head, and they will eventually.
Sir, you are saying that before that daily scrum starts, you have to make sure that Jira is updated.
If it is not updated, start the call
Then
5 minutes
okay,
early. They will say,
okay.
oh, we didn't get time. Okay, boss, you start at 10. Let the call end at 10:20. You update for the first 5 minutes, no problem. But you have to write, right? What have you done? Some sort of communication has to happen, right? So, okay.
Sir,
So,
sir, one doubt actually, just got it. So is like audit means what is in every user story, it will be acceptance criteria will be written in the user story.
so it
So
depends. See, there are audit firms. So why auditing is done is, for example, I am a small health clinic in California, and I want to buy a EHR, electronics health record system, from some company. I don't know who Wipro is. I don't know. I don't know what ABC companies. I don't know. So how do I trust these companies? So if I am a seller of a software, I will go to these companies and say, boss, audit what I am doing. What is the quality of my software? So they will audit it. What sort of coding practices you have, engineering practices, testing strategies, testing practices. You judge me. And you give me a score. So if I'm a buyer in California or Moscow or Dunedin or wherever in the entire world, oh, this product is audited by so and so company, it adds authenticity to your software that you are selling. So that way it becomes very important that some of the organizations will not buy some of the your software if you're not a reputed company. How do you become a reputed software company? When you allow audit companies to come and look at your software and the practices that you're doing. So a lot of organizations can't survive without audit because it adds authenticity to your whatever you are selling. It adds brand value to what you're selling.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, on a very basic level, this is the explanation I can give you. There are,
Okay.
I mean, a proper explanation is different, but on a very, very simple level, this is how.
The famous company is KPMG. They used to do audit for many software companies and finance sector companies.
For a lot of years, I was
Yeah.
with the News Corp, and they used to have government. This was I mean, this was a financial this thing. So they used to have we used to be so scared of it. But after 2 or 3 years, my biggest value in that organization was that I was very cool with audit. So everybody used to say, "Oh, this guy, don't touch this guy. He's very good with audits." So that was my only USP there. So, but if you become good at audits, it is a really big deal. But again, what are we getting into? Don't talk about audits. You will have sleepless nights. Okay, Priyanka, madam.
Sir, I just have one doubt. In the team members section, this will have the members who are present in the meeting.
Where this
The
team members?
team,
No,
yeah.
so this is more like attendance, yeah.
Okay.
Add Priyanka, add Deepak, add Sudipta, all these people whosoever are attending this, they will put their names there, so as to ensure that we know that who participated.
So the team members themselves put their names.
Scrum Master can also put.
Okay.
But teams can also, either way. But basically, whosoever attended this meeting.
Okay.
This is one way of telling them, oh, this is documented. We know who's coming, not coming. So that way they will come here. If you are stuck in that organization, that they want attendance in your retrospective. And so let us say they are not very happy coming to your retrospectives and they are not speaking out. They are scared. What are you going to do?
Make it anonymous. I don't know how to make it, but
I will tell you that. Yeah, that's the right answer. Make it anonymous. And then that will help here. One second. So make it anonymous. If it is anonymous, a lot of people will put what they, but it's risky. Some people are. Internet is very famous example of how people behave when they're supposedly anonymous. So it's not always a very good thing. But in corporates, normally people will not misbehave, but you can never be 100%. But yeah, in the interview, you would say that if people are not responding, you will make this retro anonymous. Let people, without fear of getting recognized, they can put out whatever their thoughts are. If the team is struggling to complete their sprint goals. So how do you do that? I'll go to, so this is Myro. This is another tool. You can open an account there, myro.com. So this is how a typical, if you don't have Confluence, you can use Myro. So again, I'll create this document. I'll show you how. So once this document is there, you can click on share. Once you click on share, you will have a link. You can give this link to everybody. They can come and use this link. And this is an anonymous this thing. So people, this is stop, start, continue, and action items. So they will just take a sticky here. They will just take a sticky and put whatever. PO doesn't help. Now it's anonymous, right? They can write these things. PO doesn't help. Or lengthy, whatever. Lengthy code reviews. They can even write no outings, no fun activity, whatever else they want to write, or So they can take these stickies, and again, the format is same. You share this link, and then the team will come. They will take these sticky notes and they will put whatever but this time they are anonymous. If you enter here, it's not an official thing. Somebody will be a painter, somebody will be a dancer, all sorts of usernames this Miro will give. So you are anonymous. So how do you pull this off? You go to Miro, and you can do this. You guys, all of you can do this. You can create a free account on Miro. This is the home page, and then you click on create new, and you click on a board. It will not allow me because it's this thing. It asks me for money. That's fine. So I'll create a view only. So I'll click on create, and then so I'm creating a board. So again, I'm going to look at something in retro. It's going to give me various options here. So Halloween retrospective, agile retrospective, different L4 Ls. So I'll select this probably. Let me select a quick retrospective option. And then it gives me this option, and it tells, okay, so this is continue, stop, invent. These are what are your good practices, what are your bad practices, what are your suggestions, and out of your suggestions, what do you select to do action item. So act. So again, you can take stickies and put whatever you want to put, and like that same format. But this is, so if you don't have Confluence, then you can use Miro. But again,
Sir,
use basic formats first, get comfortable with it for 2, 3, 4 sprints, and then you can experiment with other things.
Sir, is Miro like all the time anonymous only, or like we have to
All the
choose?
time anonymous.
Okay.
Sir, one document is shared by everyone. So who is going to do it? Say, as Scrum Master, I have to initiate Miro.
See, let us say I'm starting out with a team, so I can share this and facilitate this, like I'm facilitating it now. Okay. Once people know this is the format, then you can rotate around. Normally, there are always few people who are very good at communicating. You will have volunteers. Okay, sir, I want to run this event now. Okay, you run. You can just facilitate. So you can rotate around. But see, the bottom line is people are speaking their mind. That is one. People are not hesitant, and whatever is the issues, one sec here. Sorry, yeah. Okay. So this is clear. I think we'll do the next time couple of other things I want to tell you. So we discussed a lot of items today: sprint review, retrospectives, Confluence, updation of Jira, a lot of these things. So anything else? You got this idea, right? How to run it in a Miro, and you can create a Miro account. In the estimation calls also, Miro is useful. I will show you how to use Miro for estimations also. So basically same thing. You go to Miro, you select a board, and then you select a format, and then again you share it, and then people will. And initially you will run it for a few weeks, and then people will get used to it, and then it can be rotated. But it has to be a quick call. It should not be a very long call. Long calls become very boring. People get irritated with that. Mohammed sir.
Yeah. So if we have any action item from the retrospective, so when do we start actioning that? Because if it is something related to, like, PO is not helping us to refine the stories. So if this is an action item that is coming out of the retrospective, so this has to be implied in the grooming call, which is already over for the upcoming sprint.
From the next sprint, you try to improve upon it from day one itself. Whatever is the action item, you try to improve upon it. So suppose somebody says reviews are not happening, sprint review is not proper. So whenever is the next review, somebody says, okay, I will make sure that it is interactive. We'll have an internal review first. We'll see how it goes, and then we can have it with the stakeholders. It has to be a interactive mode. So
okay, so the action items can be taken in the different stages, right?
whenever those are
applicable.
whenever those are due, it depends.
Okay, thanks.
And there is a way, some of these action items keep repeating themselves. Some of these suggestions keep repeating themselves. So let us say CI/CD pipeline is not fixed, and another retro comes, another retro comes, another retro comes. Same items keep repeating themselves. That is a sign that the team is not evolving, organization is not helping. Nothing is going to improve much. Then you stop doing retros.
Sir, please.
It will happen. It will happen. That will also happen. You stop doing retros. What is the point of getting embarrassed? Nobody is going to help you. It has happened with me. It has happened with plenty of teams. See, the organization support also has to be there. Otherwise, how are you going to get into it? Then what do? You just do the drama of retros once in a month or twice in a month. That's all what you do.
Sir, can you please also explain CI/CD after some time, sir? CI/CD.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm using this term too much. So you guys are, we'll get into it. Don't worry. To explain CI/CD, I'll take half an hour, 1 hour. So it's not, I cannot explain you in 1 minute, but I'll do that. No worries. Okay, can we wind up for today? Is all good? You got the formats, and there are more questions on it, which probably we'll cover, but not on Thursday. Thursday, we'll get into groomings and estimations. Okay. Anything else? Can we wind up? I hope you like today's session, but practice it, please. Otherwise,
one last question: how do we follow up the actions are being taken or not?
You can create an Excel here and say this was the or within Confluence you can say so let us say the due date is there. So the action item was due. So today we conducted a retro. We gave an action item. So let us say the guy says, okay, I'm going to do it in next 10-15 days. So give it a reasonable time. So the due date is, let us say 10 September. So before 10 September, send a reminder, and then by 10 September, it is still not done. Then you have a meeting, why it was not done, are there any blockers, what is that we need to do, so on and so forth. Follow-up is basically a meeting, another meeting.
Sir, can we say we use Kanban board for actionable items, separate Kanban board? Yes, is that okay? No?
That is up to you. No worries. Okay, I launch a poll and then see, but any team in the world, if they do it religiously, all these events, they are bound to improve a lot. Okay, have fun. See you on Thursday now. there is no class tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get into estimations and all, and metrics, all those things now. I'll go back to maybe 10-15 minutes of retros again. There are a couple of points I missed, so we'll cover those also. Okay, so but now by now you have a in-depth information on each and every event. So between a normal candidate and you, there is a lot of difference now. You have in-depth information on how to conduct these events. And why do you want to conduct such events? In what way? What are the advantages? How you will become a better Scrum Master? How you will make the team grow? The blockers, the events, all of that information is with you now. Go for interviews here. Metrics and estimation also I'll cover probably in next 1 or 2 weeks. You are good to go. Even now you can attend some interviews. No worries. See how it goes. Until you go at, I think some of you have attended, so you would have realized it. Same things will be asked to you. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, have a nice. See you on Thursday. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.